Energy Tech Podcast. Today, we're joined by Esteban Nunes from NVTE live at ICC 2025. Guys, welcome to the show.
Hey, Jeff. Man, we've got lots of guests that we've had come on here at the Energy Tech Podcast. I'm your co-host, Mike Flores, and we are live here in the heart of Sacramento for ICC 2025. And we have one of our great guests that we've been wanting to talk to, Mr. Esteban Nunes with NVTE. Esteban, thank you for joining us here on the Energy Tech Podcast.
No, thanks a lot to you, Michael. It's been a great conference so far, and I really appreciate you inviting me to talk here.
Absolutely. So, we're going to talk about a lot of things. And, in here at ICC, the theme is level up. Okay. And before I ask you about that, I want you to talk a little bit about just you, where you're from, where NVTE is making impact with Ignition, and how you are partnered with Ignition.
Sure. Yeah. So as said, my name is Esteban Nunes, and we're based in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And was born and raised in Costa Rica, and the company is a family company.
Okay.
My parents established the company in 1999, and it started more like a consultancy because my father had worked in industrial automation for many years for the process control industry, such as sugar.
Right.
Sugar production, so taking the sugar cane and converting into sugar. And in 26, somebody trusted him because of his knowledge and his experience with the process automation to be the instrumentation guy for ABB in Costa Rica. And so he started growing the business out of that. And later on, when I came in 2014, so 10 years later. And I'm actually not an engineer myself.
Right.
I'm a business minister. I studied business management
Sure.
and international relations.
Okay.
Yeah, business, yes. And so for me, this area was a totally different, unknown area. Like, I live with my dad, of course. I've lived with my dad, and well, right now, no, but back then, I knew some things about electronics and some things about this and that. But I really grew up looking at the engineering kids shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that I learned stuff about manufacturing, but never approached it as a professional in a professional career. Right.
Right.
At some point, the company was figuring out a lot of stuff on the management side and on the business side, like the selling, marketing. And I was like, at that moment, I was not really good or comfortable with the job that I had. And so I said, well, I don't want to be the shadow of my father, but let's go ahead.
Okay.
Right? Let's try this. And I started helping, and then I mixed what I really like, which is relationships with people, with automation.
Yeah.
So I started working in sales. I had to learn a lot of what automation is.
Yes.
So yeah, we started lifting up the company, and right in that time, it was when Inductive Automation approached us to be a system integrator back in 2014.
Right.
We were approached by Maria Chinapi, who is one of the reps, and she was very instrumental to that relationship development between Inductive Automation and us. So we back then used other software we were not really comfortable with.
Right.
We were suffering.
Right.
And once Ignition came in, we started doing the first project in 2014, was our first project, and it was a game changer.
Yeah.
It was the moment of truth, right? This is what we waited our whole lives. And so it started happening that in the engineering department, nobody wanted to do anything that was not Ignition. If it was Ignition, yeah, they're up to it, they're happy, let's go. If it was not Ignition, it was like, no, I don't know. Can you get someone else? So it started to get funny. So after some years, because we were the major integrator back in Costa Rica, we had some clients here and there in other countries with Ignition, but we had some other clients with other brands that we carried.
Right.
Um, Back in 2019 was when Inductive Automation announced the distributor partnership program. So we were thinking about, okay, we want Ignition, or we see Ignition, there's a potential to be placed more broadly, not only by us being an integrator. So we were like, okay, should we take this journey of being a distributor or not? Because we all anyway we're almost the only integrator in most Central America. There was another one that's been working with Ignition for a long time, which is Erde Automation from Salvador.
Okay.
But yeah, we were the major one, and we were like, we thought we need to broaden Ignition's presence. So we gave up on the integration
Right.
and started working as a distributor in 2020, which it was a very crazy year. But yeah, it's part of the story. But yeah,
Sure.
it's a little bit of summary.
So what I'm hearing then is that, NVTech, well, I hear a couple things. Number one is
Yeah, sure.
you were like, hey, I'm, you know what, man, I'm all about the business side. And automation might sound good, but it's not really wasn't in your cards. It wasn't something you were thinking about doing at the time, but it sounds like you've naturally grown to appreciate how you can fit the strategy of automation and digital transformation into the business side of your customer, right? I think that's what you're saying. And I think when it comes to the NVTech's strategic move, it was okay, because it's comfortable being an integrator. It's comfortable saying, okay, if we don't offer Ignition, we could offer Wonderware.
Mm-hmm.
If that's not Wonderware, I can offer, another product. I can put in Factory Talk. I can put in X, X, and X, right? And it sounds to me like NVTech didn't want to be comfortable. You wanted to grow, right? And it meant changing strategically what the company does. So as a distributor, the main target here is Ignition in the area. So you've had to become evangelists,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You have to preach Ignition in Latin America is basically what you're doing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Exactly that. And it was very interesting to. I mean, of course, you get nervous of what's going to happen,
Right.
right? Because as you said, and you said it very well. As an integrator, we were comfortable.
Yes.
We were on our seat. We were not, but we were more of a passenger seat,
Right.
right? Because the customer already had this brand, so okay, let's put this software, or let's sell this repair or this spare that they just
They
really
told you
need.
what to install. Here you go.
Exactly.
Yes.
Now it's different,
Yes.
right? And well, back then, because we started using Ignition, we had the challenge of, okay, how do I sell this? Because yeah, Ignition is a great product, but then you have to prove it's a great product,
Yeah.
right? And it's not as easy as just going in and I have this great product. A lot of people think that because you became a distributor because you wanted to be a millionaire on the second day, and that's not what happens.
No.
Right away. There's a lot of things that happen before you get to a critical mass point
Yes.
of acknowledgement of brand awareness,
Yes.
and there's a lot of work and heavy lifting. But yeah, I think it paired up um, like what the company also almost always tried to do is innovate. It's in the name, and NVTE technologies or tecnologías. What we try to do is not just to carry a brand, but to carry brands that push people forward.
Yeah.
And help them materialize what they want, their ideas, their vision. And so yeah, there was a very important shift on what the company was doing and what it's doing now. by doing evangelism of Ignition,
Yeah.
and but we're loving it, and we're growing, and it's getting very fun.
Yeah, and so let me ask you. So, NV Technologies, what part of Latin America do you guys cover?
So with Ignition, we cover. So we're based in Costa Rica,
Right.
and we started covering Central America. That's Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Belize, Costa Rica, and Panama. And we started also with Dominican Republic.
Okay.
In 2024, we started working in Colombia as well as an official partner for Inductive. So we cover those countries.
Right.
And because we give training and we give certifications,
Yes.
we also help other customers from other countries
Yes.
in Latin America for getting training
And support.
and support.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think that's the key right here. So in the countries you're serving, in the area that you're serving, because you have a great, unique perspective. So, in the United States, I think that what you have is this. It's a different culture in terms of, okay, I can get Ignition. There's lots of access to certain things, but I think you have it tough. And here's what I mean. Yes, you have to be evangelists for it. So you're not communicating technology. You're communicating a feeling of something working. This works. And you want to show people. That's tough because I think culturally there in the region, you have to work through that. Where here, it's different in the United States in that it's so accessible. But I think, with the governments, it is not as accessible all the time. And you're having to bridge that and say, we know it works. Here's our training. Here's a demo. Here is what we're doing. Here's our case study. Here's what exactly we're doing. And you're offering that in a feeling as well that is taken for granted, I think, in the United States. Okay, so you have a tough job to do that. You really do.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if the word is tough, but we definitely face barriers that you otherwise don't see or feel or are more intangible in the U.S. that you wouldn't even.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your daily basis is not that, right? There's a lot of stuff we don't have to cover it, but anyhow, and right from the start, we have to show people this works.
Yeah.
And you have to start almost zero, right?
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of customers, you don't have a lot of verticals, but you have integrators.
Yeah.
And not all integrators are ready to jump in the Ignition train,
Right.
for many reasons. Because I don't know, they are attached to a product, they are comfortable with a product, etc. But then there are always visionaries or people that see, okay, yeah, automation is stale,
Yeah.
and we need something. We need
Yeah.
to do something and differentiate ourselves and bring more value to the table for the end user. So I think it started, same as Inductive, it started with the integrators.
Yeah.
Those guys, those owners that were, or general managers that were like, there is something different here.
Yeah.
And it's not easy because they have to be skeptical as well. They have to protect their business. They have to look up the revenue and everything. And so they can't play poker with the revenue or the profits, right? It's not like, I'll take your software and let's see what. No, you have to be reliable.
Yeah.
So we have learning from the Ignitions. I think one funny thing is that I always ask Inductive about how did you start it. I always ask Travis, how was when you were working those first years with the customer? Were you doing this? Were you doing that? And we're trying to mimic it, but taking consideration also a lot of local stuff that so we can adapt to what the market is needing and how we'll receive it. And hell, we even give a lot of hours for free, to be honest, just for them to be to try it,
Right.
see it possible, see it that happens. And I mean it's been fun for that, because even though you give up like a day or some hours to see an implementation or a small application, you see it happening, and then the wheels start turning. And heck, even like last month, I visited a customer. So we're in the point where I just visited a customer.
Yeah.
That was like, hey, I learned about this through this integrator, and I actually did this perspective screen. Would you want to see it? And how much will it cost to buy you guys the license for this to work? And I was like, this is the best sell of my life. I didn't have to do anything. But of course, we have to explain a lot of things. But I mean, he was already excited. He already tried a product. A partner of ours said, hey, this is valuable for you probably, and what you got, it doesn't work. So we are getting to that stage in some countries like Costa Rica, of course, because it's our home country. There are other countries where they don't really know about Ignition yet. Right. But yeah, there's a lot of obstacles that you won't see in the U.S. definitely.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and you're right. I think we have a lot of time to cover a lot of them because there's so many of them. I think when you're working through that, tell me about what are some of the successes that you've seen so far. A lot of people take for granted transformation, like digital transformation, but again, in the U.S., it's very developed in a lot of ways. So again, I know you don't like it, but it's tough, man. You've got a really great inroad. You've got lots of road to cover, and you're doing it. And tell me, what are some of the things that you're seeing that are successful for you? You've talked about your customer stories, like, hey, I didn't have to do anything because why? Someone else told someone else who let me know, and now we're offering Ignition. There as a distributor, you're obviously offering training, so you're doing training as well, right?
Right. Yes.
And how's that coming out for you in connection with Ignition?
Oh, it's been great. I mean, training has been one of the most valuable things, especially because back when we started, we didn't have training right away because we had to certify our internal staff and everything. It's a process. It's not like we made up this content. And so training has allowed us to reach out to so many other people that perhaps they already have Ignition because the corporate has Ignition in the US or Europe. And okay, they're trying to implement it in one country in Latin America, and they're like, we're not prepared, and we want to be prepared. So they reach out to us, and we give them training. We also give them support.
Yes.
Yeah, so, hey, I have this issue. Recently, I had a customer that said, hey, I am trying to know what are the specs for the prospective thin clients. And he used the word thin clients, right? So it was like, okay, what's your project? Tell me a little bit more. And once we served that, I was like, no, you don't need anything big, man. You don't really need anything crazy. And I was like, oh, that's good, because I was worried I would need a 4 core or 8 core processor with a 32 RAM and a lot of storage just for the thin clients. And I was like, no, you don't need that. You even can do it in a simple computer, right? It was not a problem. So I think training for us is being a door opener a lot of times. And it has opened doors also for conversations for specific topics that are outside the typical training, like APIs. Yeah. We have one of our engineers has specialized in APIs because there's a lot of need for that. SAP connectivity or other now AI. Everybody wants to go AI, right?
That was my last question. Okay. Actually, I have one last one, but this one, you said it right there. What has been, just in short, man, a few sentences, if you could tell me right now, Mike, we're having conversations about AI and machine learning. Mm-hmm. Now you're talking about MCP today. Like, are you hearing a lot of that right now between your customers and the folks that you're training and serving?
Yes, but not the NCP word itself.
Yeah.
Because they don't know the back end or what the back things are. But yeah, there's a lot of need for predictive maintenance, predictive analytics, and so on. So there's a lot of that.
Wow, a lot of talk. Man, I want to keep you, but trust me, I would. And I want to ask you one last thing. Now, today's the last day. You've been here for the few days. What do you think you're going to take away and take back with you as a distributor there in Costa Rica and the area that you serve when you leave this conference?
Oh, I think leveling up is such a big and good theme because it's about let's take it to the next level. And it sounds intangible, but it's just, okay, don't focus only on SCADA.
Yeah.
Let's focus, level up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. I appreciate that, Esteban. I would keep you, man, but we got to go. Dude, I really want to keep you here.
No, I talk too much, man.
No, I want to keep it. It's great to have you here. A conversation with a distributor, NV Technologies, here in the heart of Sacramento for ICC 2025. I'm your co-host, Mike Flores, along with Esteban Nunes. Like and subscribe to the Energy Tech Podcast. Thank you so much, Esteban.
Thank you, Mike.